manually activate each fucking microphone.
Jesus.
Because for some reason...
Are we live?
We are. We're live.
We're live. Hello!
We're live. Okay.
Hi.
Jesus. Because for some reason...
Are we live?
Okay.
We are. We're live. We're live. Hello!
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we were...
Someone commented on Danger J. Robinson.
Did it really?
Yeah. You saw the notification?
I'll have to check that out later.
We'll
We have one viewer, and it might be me.
Is it you or is it Chris?
Okay, I'm running a little late, but I'm on the way. It could be Chris.
Hello?
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris, if that's you, and if it's Jay, hi, Jay.
So I had to do the audio check to make sure everything worked, and then I just figured we were kind of getting into a little... I mean, we've been talking nerdy shit all day, but...
Yeah.
Hey, guys, welcome to Just Another Nerdy Podcast. I'm Jay.
I'm Drizzt.
Tommy is on his way. We're actually going to be starting a little bit earlier from now on. I want to say, do we want to shoot for 11?
Probably around 11. Around
11-ish. Drizzt is now part of the working community. I just noticed the legs on that tripod.
Are not even.
Well, it's that... That's not the right... Those two legs are different ones that have been dropped than that one.
Love it.
That bugs me. Okay. Sorry.
We can fix that later.
Oh, wait. No. They're the same. It's just they're different angle. I thought it was okay.
We'll fix it in post.
Anyways, Drizzt is a part of the working community, so he's actually got to work today.
Yeah.
You work like how many days a week now?
Well, for the last 2 weeks, I've been working 5 days a week.
5 days a week. That's good though. Because I mean, that's money.
I'm like a hero or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I know someone who used to work there, and I mean, they need people to work. They need good people to work. So.
Yeah. There are many things I could say, but I will not.
Yes. That's safe. But hey, I mean, that's good. You know, you're part of the working community. Did you hear? Tommy actually is no longer a part of the working community.
Did Tommy get laid off?
He didn't get laid off, but he did show up late a few to me, like sick and late, I think is what he said. So
he got his
and it was just bad timing. Like he was sick, he fell asleep, and then he wasn't able to call in.
He got his walking papers.
However,
now
this is no longer Tommy's middle of the night, so we're gonna have daytime Tommy, awake Tommy.
Sick nasty. We get daytime Tommy.
Yeah, we get daytime Tommy.
About damn time.
So,
he doesn't have to wake up in the middle of the night for us to just yell about fucking fairy tale anymore.
Just complain about Supernatural, which is a lot of our episodes lately.
Dude, I'm pissed.
Fucking Supernatural! Speaking of,
I finally finished season whatever isn't the recent one that just started. Or I think it's season 13.
So I just watched I'm still in, I think it's season 13 is the latest season. So you're one season behind?
The one that is...
Scooby-Natural season.
Yes, that's season 13.
Okay, because the other one hasn't started yet.
It just
coming.
Ended and they just put it on Netflix. So
yeah.
I finished it.
I'm 4 or 5 episodes from the end, but I was spoiled on the ending.
You were going to be upset. And I assume you are upset.
Something about Dean being an angel?
He says...
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. He says yes to Otherworld, Michael. To Apocalypse World.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, to stop Lucifer because he stole Jack's grace and basically became God.
Wait a minute.
Okay,
Did they kill Jack?
No, he just took his grace.
Okay, because if they Kevin Tranned him, I was going to be pissed.
Oh, God, no. But, you see, I've been saying since Jack was introduced that he's the Deus Ex Machina of how they're going to end the show. He's the convenient plot device that is going to fix all of their problems.
Was he going to be new God?
Okay, so they say in the show that a Nephilim will become stronger than the angel that sired it. I don't know if you know anything about choirs and angels, but basically you've got the Grigori, the Powers, the Seraphim, and the Archangels. There are a few scattered other ones, but those are the main ones.
What is Castiel?
Castiel's a Seraphim.
Okay, so he's second to
he's tier 2 angel.
Okay.
He's pretty high up there. There's a reason he was the leader of a garrison.
Yeah, he was pretty badass.
Yeah, he kicks ass. He's not as much anymore. He's one of the few angels that can actually He can get information from people without torturing them.
Oh, okay.
The thing he does with people's heads.
Yeah.
That is a very valuable skill, and he is one of the few angels that can do it.
Okay.
It's literally scanning their brain.
So.
And taking the information.
So he's going to be more powerful than an archangel, is what you're leading to.
And the only thing more powerful than an archangel is God.
So he's new God.
Basically, yes. I mean, considering Chuck is locked away with Amara and God knows where for stupid plot device reasons.
He's not really locked away. He just fucking left.
He chose to condemn himself to eternity with his sister, so she wouldn't have to destroy his creation.
They locked each other?
Yes.
Oh, that's not what I thought. I thought they were just like, hey, and then left. They're like, peace out, you know.
It's kind of like the end of Regular Show.
I never watched it.
Oh my god, dude. Do you know who voices Skips in Regular Show?
I don't.
Mark Butt-fucking Hamill.
Mark Hamill does?
Mark Hamill!
No shit!
He's the white gorilla. That's Skips. And a few different characters in the show he does his Joker voice for.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Regular Show was one of Mark Hamill's favorite projects, according to an interview I read online.
Okay.
Don't take that too seriously. Take it with a grain of salt, please.
Right.
But, yeah, and the last season of Regular Show is literally just Star Wars plus Star Trek. In concept. It's delightful.
That's interesting.
It's really... for how weird that show is, it has a lot of structure in the end.
I thoroughly enjoyed the strange oddity that was that show.
The soundtrack is great.
Yeah.
And the last song they play in the entire series, it made me cry. Because it was Heroes by David Bowie. And in the end, everything is okay. And they all get to live their lives, and they're all doing great. And it's all okay. Oh,
that's such a beautiful way to end something.
Do you know why that show is so strange and nonsensical?
Why?
Because that's life in your 20s. Everything is fucked up, everything is weird, and you don't know what the hell is happening. But after you grow up, it all becomes regular.
So, that's funny. It reminds me of, I was watching Jim Jeffries do a stand-up.
Was it Bear, or was it a new one?
It was a new one.
Okay, I haven't seen any of his new stuff.
He did a new one, and he did this amazing... Whoa, you gotta watch the one after Bear. He talks about Donald Trump.
The I Am America one.
I Am America. That one's really entertaining. And then this most recent one is a little depressing but good. But he has a comment about depression, and he goes, "You ever notice old people aren't depressed?" And he talks about the idea that at that point, when you're in your 40s up, you've lost hope. And that's what's that's what drives depression, is this idea of you have hope to be something better. You're still in that range, but when you're old, it's what's done is done. There's no more hope for a better future. You're just laying in the shit at that point. And it's such a deep philosophical cut. And he's
from a really brash individual.
Yeah, and it's just this idea that if you imagine being... He even jokes you see people, he's someone with severe depression, in their 20s, I don't want to get out of bed, I'm having a tough time. And you see someone in their 90s, they're like, ooh, I did it! I fucking got out of bed! Another day down! They're just pumped to get out of bed. They're laying in the shit and they're just enjoying what's good, They don't have that hope or this idealism of a car in every garage and a house for every person. I don't know.
Jay, as a person who has depression, I don't hope for a car garage that's stocked to the nines, or a 12-bedroom house with 16 bathrooms.
But
all I want is to survive. I want to wake up every day.
You want to survive?
And not feel like I want to die.
Okay.
That is all I want from life, Jay.
So that might change, because if you look at old people, my grandma, whenever we went to the cemetery, she was...
You're telling me your grandma wants to die?
Joking. Not my grandma now, but my great-grandma. Okay. She would constantly just say, are we here to put me in the ground yet? And it was funny but also fucking true. Like, she was ready. Like, she said, like, my sister's like, how you doing, Grandma? One time at a Christmas, and she was like,
I want to, everything
I'm ready to die.
I want to die.
She's ready to die. So it's like this idea, I don't know.
Jay, don't get me wrong.
Your priorities might shift.
Jay, don't get me wrong. I want nothing more than the sweet release of the void. But I have people who depend on me, and I don't have fucking time for that.
Right?
I gave up on giving up a long time ago.
Gave up. I like that. I like that phrase. I gave up on giving up.
I didn't have a choice.
Depression talk.
Nothing's nerdier than mental illness.
Anyway, so you think Jack is going to be the new god?
Oh, absolutely. And they didn't flat out say it, but in the episode where Dean says yes because he's a stupid bitch, Lucifer is talking to Jack, and he's looking at the stars with his son, and he says, "We can go anywhere. We can go everywhere. We're gonna see this universe. Maybe, just maybe, we'll make some improvements." And Jack cocks his eyebrow and goes, "What do you mean?" And Satan says, "We'll get to that later."
Well, he openly says, the last episode I watched, he openly said, I'm going to remake these people, but to praise me, not my stupid dad.
Exactly.
So, I mean...
His plan was to be Chuck.
No, only Chuck can be Chuck.
Also, can we talk about Chuck for a second? Because in season 11, when he finally fucking does something about Amara, that one time, you know? When everything turns out to be okay because God actually gets off his ass and does something. He's in the bar and he's playing the guitar and he's singing. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah.
My God, the actor who plays Chuck has an amazing voice. He's just got that blues, swampy, and he can fucking wail to boot. And it just
I'd have to rewatch the
good.
singing scene. It's been a long time.
It feels good, dude.
I just keep thinking, like, what is with a lot of the fiction about God? This idea that God's off doing nothing.
If God exists in the Judeo-Christian sense, he is the most unpleasant person in the entire universe.
He's an asshole.
He's the biggest dick who never existed.
And then he supposedly redeemed himself with Jesus.
Okay.
But I was thinking about, like, Preacher. He's doing the same. It's the same concept in Preacher. He's running around.
All right, so
it's just interesting. It's an interesting.
I am not the most religious. I'm not a pious man.
I know
by any means, and I hope that when I get on a religious tangent, I don't offend you, because
I'm fine.
I know.
I'm fine. Religiously, I'm secure.
I know.
So,
but I know your sister was kind of like when I went on that whole.
Oh, I don't think she actually was.
Oh, okay.
I was worried about her.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear anything back.
Okay,
so.
good. If you're watching, I appreciate you appreciating my worldview and not getting on my case about it. But if my problem with the whole God redeemed himself with Jesus thing is God is in the Judeo-Christian sense, he is everywhere, he is everything, and he is everyone. Therefore, saying that an omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent being could only have one son, will only have one son, and can only kill one son as a martyr is fucking ridiculous.
Let's go on to this idea, though. Why is it a literary concept a lot of times that God is just running around doing nothing? Because
we can't see him. We find it comforting, like that song. What if God was one of us? You know, if he was one of us, I think the best way he could actually institute change the way that he wants to would be on a person-to-person basis.
Oh, we had that conversation a little bit a while ago.
Yeah,
I don't remember if that was the
It wasn't on film, I don't think.
Oh, was it? No,
I think it was just you and I talking.
We talked about the idea of, like, if we were... Because Tommy was here, too.
Yeah.
Like, if we were God, what would... Or if we had, like, God-level omniscient powers, what would we do?
All right, first of all, I'm pretty sure I said this the first time. If I'm going to be so pissed if I find out I'm God. I'm just going to put that out there. I've got a lot to answer for if I'm God. There's a lot of shit that has been going on that I could have been helping with that I have not. But if I were God, I would... My thing I would do is I would materialize joints. I would light them, take a puff, and then hand them to a random stranger on the street, say happy birthday, and then keep walking.
I would go back in time.
Spreading happiness.
I would fix Spider-Man 3. And I would get Spider-Man.
You're doing the Lord's
Sony
work.
and Fox. And I'd get Disney to all fucking play ball. And I'd get Hugh Jackman Wolverine and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man in the MCU.
Please.
And
Yeah.
all selfish. All selfish.
Yeah.
Which... So yeah. So,
No.
but I just think, have you watched Preacher at all?
I haven't. I've been meaning to.
So...
It's on Hulu, right?
It's on Hulu. And the first 2 seasons are on Hulu.
Fantastic.
They're playing the 3rd season right now. And God is...
A dick.
Well, there actually is a scene where he's quite a dick that I've seen. But it's really funny because one of the main characters calls him out on it. And
He's arrogant.
he's just an asshole in the show. But anyways, he's doing the same thing that Chuck was doing. Is just running around and doing what he wants to do. You know, being Chuck. You know, I think that's just man. I don't know. Religiously, I don't know if it's dangerous to just name God Chuck.
If God has a first name, it's Ted.
You don't like Chuck?
He's a Ted.
I like Chuck.
Have you ever met a pleasant Ted? Like it all the way pleasant Ted. Like a Ted that you didn't despise just a little bit.
I don't think I know any Teds.
And that's why.
Oh, okay. So
Jay, I'm a man amongst gods. They can't touch me.
it's interesting.
What's a god to a non-believer?
Nothing.
I'm beyond their reach.
I don't know about that. Unless they
possibly do?
don't exist.
What could they possibly do to me?
What if they make you live forever?
Those sons of bitches. The one thing.
I was like, boom.
Why are you immortal? God's a dick.
So I talked a little bit about this with Tommy, because Tommy and I actually got in to Castle Rock because of you. And I was so disappointed. So for those of you who don't know, Drizzt, he's been working a lot and stuff, so he didn't quite make it last week.
I'm so sorry.
So, and that's fine.
For all of the loyal fans who love my specific brand of being a dick.
But we were super excited about talking. I even named the episode Frazzle Rock because for some reason I kept thinking of Castle Rock, Frazzle Rock.
It's Fraggle with G's.
There we go. So it's like
Frazzle.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll name it Frazzle Rock for fun. I remember telling you that, and you're like, that disturbs me.
That upsets me.
Yeah, that upsets me. Was your exact quote. I've been digging the shit out of the show. The only thing that sucks is I'm not as well versed in Stephen King
as you'd want to be.
As I'd want to be. So if I do recommend, if you dig Stephen King, watch.
Dude, there are so many. They've taken such good care of this show in just 5 episodes because my god, the references and the arcs and everything,
there's a great Shining reference.
Yeah, I was just about to talk about that.
I loved that. I really loved how they handled it.
The chick who's a journalist who's trying to write about Castle Rock says, I had an uncle who was a writer once. Took his family up to a ski lodge and tried to murder him. My family won't talk about it. I took his name anyway just to piss them off.
Yeah. It's brilliant.
And then that's when the fucking captions call her Jackie, and it's just like
It is really smart.
It's time for arcs, dude.
And then there's the really on the nose parts where above the there's the Shawshank sign and below it is Redemption Road, which I was like, holy shit.
Or when Officer Pangborn has to go dig up the dog to make sure it's still dead.
Yeah, I didn't even pick that up, and then I was like, oh. I watched a video that pointed out like a whole bunch of and it made me appreciate it even more.
The arcs are stupid, dude. It's insanity. But Stephen King has written so many.
Yeah. So it's really brilliant how they handle it. My favorite character...
Is it Bill Skarsgård?
No. I'm really upset, though, because they took him off the board. The guy who plays the officer who was Mickey in Shameless.
I was going to say the boyfriend to Gay Jesus for a short time in Shameless.
Yeah. Also Michelangelo from those shitty Ninja Turtle movies, who... It's really funny. They try to graph that person's face a little bit into the design. So mixing his face with a tortoise face is the most horrifying fucking thing I've ever seen. And then having him make sex jokes for like an hour and a half towards April O'Neil is just...
horrifying.
It's not great. Like, I don't know who thought that translated well onto film, but after watching the whole movie, I would have been like, we need to redo everything.
Dude, those animatronics were and continue to be fucking mechanical masterpieces.
I'm not talking about the original. This is like the most recent ones.
Oh.
Which, by the way, the second one I enjoyed. The
one with Bebop and Rocksteady?
Yeah, I thought that was fantastic.
I'm sure they were decent comic relief for what was otherwise a fucking horrid movie.
So it was, they retweaked the design so the turtles didn't look quite as fucking terrifying.
so they didn't look fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, they would.
One of the things that annoyed me about that movie was the fact that they took they took out the voice. The first movie, they took out the voice of the guy who played Leonardo and then just slapped Johnny Knoxville's voice over it, like they did with Corey Feldman in the other ones as Donatello, which better job with Corey Feldman as Donatello. Johnny Knoxville as Leonardo was stupid.
The only movie Johnny Knoxville should play.
And then the second movie, they took out Johnny Knoxville and then just made the guy who originally did the voice and played the character do his best Johnny Knoxville impression for the rest of the movie. So I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. But I loved the movie because, like, yeah, Stephen Amell was a stupid Casey Jones. Bebop and Rocksteady made 100 fart jokes, but the movie had a really good pace to it. Like, there's a great pacing to the action.
The plot was shit. The voice actors weren't trying, but fuck, at least it flowed well.
Yeah, it flowed well. It was just stupid that they were like, okay, well, we can't afford Johnny Knoxville this time. Guy who was playing him before, you back on, but do a Johnny Knoxville impression.
Pretend that you're Johnny Knoxville.
It was like so obviously terrible.
Hi, I'm Donatello. This is Jackass.
At least Donatello in the second Ninja Turtles movie, when they fired Corey Feldman, was a completely different voice, and they just committed to it. They were like, it's a different guy, but it's Donatello. Doesn't fucking matter. But this
fuck
one,
it, you like, stupid teenagers will watch it anyway.
But this movie, they're like, so we're not going to stay hardcore on Casey Jones and the long black hair and the fact that, we're going to make him a police officer or a security guard now. It doesn't really matter. We're not going to stick hardcore to anything, but god damn it, this guy must sound like Johnny Knoxville. If we're not going to pay him, we have to make this man sound like Johnny Knoxville. That's where the line is. That's where the goddamn line is.
I maintain that the only supplementary character Johnny Knoxville should ever play is that one two-headed guy in Men in Black 2.
I dig Johnny Knoxville in a lot of stuff.
Have you ever seen The Ringer?
No, I haven't watched The Ringer.
Okay, so it sounds horrible on paper.
Is that the one where
the concept is horrid because it's a regular person who
he competes in the Special Olympics.
Decides to compete in the Special Olympics, but he realizes halfway through, oh shit, what I'm doing is totally wrong. And
makes me a bad person.
I should do my best to help these athletes be their best. and he like becomes like a better person for it, and he throws the game eventually, and his buddy wins, and it's great.
He was he did
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
Did he do Walking Tall with The Rock? Yeah, he did Walking Tall with The Rock, which was entertaining. However,
I'm trying to think of something else Johnny Knoxville's been in that isn't Jackass or Men in Black.
It's difficult. He shows up and stuff, and he's entertaining, but okay. So anyways, I complained about the Ninja Turtles long enough.
Yeah.
I was talking about Mickey. My favorite, my favorite, I call him, that's just because he was in Shameless, that's his name, Mickey.
I want to testify.
Officer, what was his name? Officer?
Who fucking cares?
Okay.
Hoyts or something.
I loved him! So
he was great. I liked his character.
My favorite part was that last episode when you really see him snapping and like he's drawing the smiley faces, and then every time she says smile and he does that fucking smile where he goes
something fun. I don't, you might have caught it, you might not have. You know that first time when he charges out into the cell block because he sees all the dead bodies on the screen and he almost shoots his friend.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing, man? The second after he fist bumps with the prisoner, because they haven't given him a name yet.
Right.
When he snaps, it cuts back to the cameras, and all the bodies he dropped are the bodies that he saw.
I figured that.
I dig that Bill Skarsgård. Am I saying?
Yeah, it's Skarsgård.
Skarsgård.
Is it Bill?
Yeah, it's Bill.
Okay,
it's Bill.
I thought it was.
I
think I kept saying Peter.
There are 5.
Alexander.
Dude, there are 5 of them.
There's Alexander was Tarzan in that shitty.
Yeah, he's got 3 brothers and a dad who are all actors. His dad was Bootstrap in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Oh, he is a Skarsgård.
Yep. Alexander, his older.
It's his older brother.
Bill's the baby, right?
I think so.
Okay, one of his older brothers was the new Tarzan, and my god, that man is cut.
Is it his uncle that is in the Thor movies as the scientist? Hey, it's Tommy. I'm trying to be nicer. Try not to be smarter.
But
you're always nice.
Then his eldest brother is Floki in Vikings. We're talking about the Skarsgårds.
Oh, okay.
What?
Skarsgårds.
The Skarsgårds. We're talking about
Peter and
Pretzel Rock.
I don't remember his brother.
His name is Bill.
Bill, yeah.
So Bill,
from Peter to Bill.
Bill's the baby.
He's really good, though.
He was. I liked him.
He was Pennywise.
I liked him as Pennywise.
Yeah,
I really did.
Yeah.
I pre-screened that movie alone with a buddy of mine when we had an altered state of mind, and it was great.
So
Pennywise bit off Georgie's arm, but my buddy Drew was just like,
I just really liked that officer, and then they took him off the board. I was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
I want to testify.
I feel like the reason why he was cast in that specifically as that character was because of his fucking smile and his face, which was my link with the Ninja Turtle horrifying face. Is his face is already kind of off, and when he does that fake,
he's got a very long head.
He does that fake smile. It's like, oh.
Someone I think could have played that role really well as well is the guy who played Jerome in Gotham.
Jerome. I love that
Who's
guy.
Also, he's Gay Jesus.
Yeah.
Somebody
Jerome is Gay Jesus.
Moynihan or Monahan, I don't know his first
Bobby
name.
Moynihan.
Bobby Moynihan.
That's not it, but...
It's Bobby Moynihan.
So,
piece of toast! Anyway.
Also...
I love Bobby Moynihan.
Something I did this weekend.
He'll never be Chris Farley.
He's still fun.
Anyway.
I saw this, I think it was like a Looper, it was a Looper video of like 10 thrillers on Netflix.
Oh, I thought you were just going to talk about the shitty Bruce Willis movie. Carry on.
No. So I sat down and I started watching
Looper.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That one.
I was so excited about that movie and I watched it. I was like, that's not as good.
You just kill yourself and get it over with. Shut up. You do it at the end anyway.
I was like, Bruce Willis and Jason Gordon-Levitt. Sweet.
Well, I mean, it was a cyclical fucking time loop, so young him was going to kill old him and become old him. It's how it works.
Yep.
Movie magic.
Do y'all even time travel?
Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey.
It goes ding when there's stuff. Anyway.
So I watched a Looper video about like 10 thrillers on Netflix. I decided to watch it. So I binged out like 3 of them in like a 12-hour time
Have you
spans.
seen Hush?
Oh, it's really good.
I think so.
Delightful.
What's it about?
It's a horror movie where this
me.
guy is stalking a deaf girl.
The one about the deaf girl.
Oh,
that's
no!
It's so good.
It is great.
Deaf girl's like trapped in the house, and this dude's after her, and she's trying to like not die.
I watched The Gift, which was very okay.
Wait, is that the...
It's the one that was written and directed by Joel Kinnaman,
Okay.
and it's like
There's a mildly...
it's a slow burn movie, but it's the most fucked up ending. I mean, it's fucked.
There's a movie on Netflix called Mercy.
I haven't seen
Mercy.
What's that about?
It's about a grandmother who's losing her shit.
Oh.
It turns out she's a bitch.
Ooh!
Like a bitch, you know?
I like it.
And she's not like a cauldron bullshit witch. She's a witch with power to the point where people who know her intentionally give her flowers to dip in her boobies.
That's
Like
interesting.
to the
Powerful.
point where she's not a witch like natural talent. She's a witch in terms of lent power from a demon. So in her old age, when her mind is going, the demon's taking over. It's a decent movie. I mean, there's a little brother in it that little or older brother. Anyway, he's a fucking asshole. But he's completely irrelevant because he basically his whole character is I have a perfect palate. Anyway, that's it. That's all of it. He has a perfect palate. That's his whole character.
That's interesting.
He screams sometimes. And the little brother beats the shit out of a kid with a violin case full of rocks. It's rad.
Oh.
Do you like how I describe movies?
I do. I'm actually into it now.
Because I hope you want to watch this movie now.
So I watched The Gift,
He's got a perfect palate on soap.
which was okay. It's got Jason Statham. No, not Jason Statham. Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman.
Two radically different dudes.
Joel
Jason Statham's
Kinnaman.
in this shitty horror movie.
It's not even a horror movie. It's like it's really lame because I thought like it was going to be more intense. Because it's about like this guy who like he moves with his wife to California from Chicago, and he runs into this guy that he went to school with, and it turns out that like he was a bit of a dick to that guy,
Oh, I've seen.
and that guy's trying to be like really really nice, you know, and he's almost a little too like he's pushes the boundaries a little too much of, and then it turns like once it flips you're like, and then what he does in the end is like fuck.
Yeah.
It's fucked. Fuck it, I'm gonna spoil it.
Do it.
It's The Gift. You watch it on Netflix. It's really a slow burn. I'm gonna save you a shit ton of time. So the one guy bullied him and made up a story that he was gay, and so his parents sent him off to conversion camp. So his whole life got basically ruined by this guy making a rumor about him. So that guy tries to make amends, but he's still really fucked up. So he invites him over to a dinner at his house, but he's broken into one of his clients' houses because he's like a driver or whatever, and then tries to host a dinner there. And that's where like Jason Bateman's like, fuck you, stay away from me, stay away from my wife, it's just getting too weird. And then like he leaves, and that's what pushes him over the edge. So what he does is he drugs that guy's wife, fucks her, and impregnates her. So 9 months later you find out this is a slow burn of a movie. You find out,
And then it's bam.
no, you find out what happened. They don't tell you if it's his baby or not, but then he also makes it look like that guy broke his arm and fucked up his eye. Even though he did attack him, he didn't break his arm and fucked up his eye. And so it makes the wife realize her husband's a bully, so she pushes him away, and now she's got this baby that you don't know whose baby it is, and he gets fired. He also gets fired, but that's on his own accord. That wasn't because of the stalker. So he's got no job, no wife, not even sure if that's his baby, and he's fucking sitting there in the hospital against the wall, just broken. And the guy's got, his black eye's gone, he's wearing an arm strap, and he takes the thing off, like looks out at him, smiles, and walks away. Fucked him. Royally fucked him. Like, the only thing that I hate about him is the fact that, he did rape that lady. Like, he drugged her and had sex with her. Or did he? That's what they said. Or did he? So you don't know, but it's still a bad thing.
blow for blow never settles the score, my friend.
Yeah, it was fucked up. But it's such a slow movie that the only reason why I do this is because it's such a slow movie.
So does this character that may or may not have drugged and raped this woman, does the movie cut away to his thoughts often? Like, does he have visions? Like,
you don't actually see him a lot.
Do you see things in his mind?
No.
Or that he probably did it?
It's mostly focused on the wife and then a little bit on the Jason Bateman character. Because he's, like, there's a point where he steals their dog and then he brings the dog back.
So he could be a cool guy.
Yeah. Well, no, he doesn't, like, I mean, he steals the dog and then he puts the dog right back just to let them know, like, I can fucking come in your house. I can take your dog. Like, that's how freaky it is. But it's like, it's such a slow burn, and there's not even, like, you think that there's going to be a home invasion scene. Like, in the trailer, she's, like, taking a shower. She turns and she wipes the thing, and his face is there. That was just her having a nightmare. It's like, okay.
The trailers made it, like, super suspenseful and, like, action-packed, and it's not.
It's such a slow burn.
There's a movie with David Tennant coming out soon. Oh, yeah. It's called Good Samaritan.
I've heard about that.
And Tenet is a fucking serial killer.
Yeah.
I love him as a bad guy. He was great as...
Oh my god, he was amazing. He was amazing. Kilgrave.
Yeah, Kilgrave. Yeah.
Purple Man?
The Purple Man, as he's known in the comic books.
So good. And then I watched this movie...
So dramatic.
Then I watched this movie I will not spoil for you, but I will recommend it.
Okay.
It's called Shimmer Lake. It's a Netflix original. It's got the only notable star in it is Rainn Wilson.
I love Rainn Wilson.
And it's also got this. If you ever seen the movie The Choice, the lead from that movie is in it, and he was Abe Lincoln Vampire Slayer. That's to connect with the nerds here, guys. Abe Lincoln Vampire Slayer does a great job.
That reminds me, I need to read The Last American Vampire.
It's described as Fargo meets Memento.
That sounds confusing.
So it's got sort of...
That sounds like it's going to be a really fucking confusing movie.
It's got the dark comedic hokiness of Fargo, but and with the small town vibe.
Campy and creepy.
Yeah, but it's played backwards. Each scene is played backwards in sequential order. So it's about a robbery that goes bad. And what happens is at the end of... around the beginning of each scene, about the middle of each scene, someone is found dead, and then the scene prior to that is played next shows how that person died. They find someone else who's died, and it goes back to just figure out what the fuck is going on, what happened, how it all went down. The ending, worth it. Like a great payoff. Not going to spoil that one at all. If you get a chance, watch Shimmer Lake. I fucking love Shimmer Lake.
I haven't seen any recent Tarantino flicks. Because I don't have time to watch a 4-hour movie.
He doesn't do a lot right now.
I think the most recent one he had was The Hateful Eight.
Yeah, he had Hateful Eight, and now he's working on...
I haven't even seen that, or the one that came before it. So.
I don't have time to watch Hateful Eight.
What came before Hateful Eight?
Magnificent Seven.
Oh, really?
He did the reboot of that?
No, that was not Tarantino.
Wasn't that Tarantino?
No.
I thought Tarantino did the Magnificent Seven.
That movie was also shitty, by the way.
I haven't seen it.
What was The Hateful Eight? Is it not worth my time?
I don't know.
Anything with Sam Jackson.
I can't get through it. I started it and I was really bored.
The last Tarantino movie I saw was Django Unchained, and it was a really good, 9-hour movie.
Dude,
Django was good.
Fucking DiCaprio should have won a fucking Oscar for that.
Right? He was so good.
Okay, as an actor, I'm going to argue that.
Okay, what would you do if you shattered a brandy glass in your hand? And then kept doing a fucking scene.
That's like that. Okay, that's acting.
The raw anger of that was fucking incredible.
But anger's easy.
He's so good in that movie.
Anger's easy. Let me tell you something. The other guy, though.
All right. So
what's his name?
Jamie Foxx.
The German guy.
Oh, does he not have an Oscar?
What's his name?
I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about. Hang on. Oh, to the Google machine.
Anyways, I think he got Best Supporting for that. And I agree that he did a better job than Leo, and I'll tell you why. Because Leo played angry, and that's what he did. Anger is an easy thing to act. It is super easy.
Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, that guy.
Every scene that Christoph Waltz did, he never had to speak. And you could tell every single emotion he had in his face.
Wonderful.
That scene where people are being torn apart by dogs, fucking brilliant work by Christoph Waltz. He deserved every ounce more than Leo did, because Leo, yeah, he broke a brain to glass and he had anger and rage, but that's an easy thing to act. As an actor, it's easy. But to do what Christoph Waltz did
Convey
in that
emotion
movie
without speech.
It's why Tom Hardy is so revered, is because you can take away half his goddamn face in every movie he does, and he can convey with his eyeballs every emotion he's ever needed. That's why he's so fucking good.
I have a question though. Did Leo deserve it for the Revenant? Did he deserve it?
I never watched The Revenant.
I liked him in The Revenant. I hated that movie.
That came about that time where I was like, I didn't have enough time.
To be fair, he did break a few ribs and get pneumonia, so...
There's a scene in there where he's like in the wilderness and he's cold and he's trying to survive, and he cuts open a bear or something, and like...
He ate a real liver.
Well,
for
yeah,
that movie.
he cuts open.
That's how you get Kuro, dude.
He cuts open this animal and he digs out the guts and lays inside there. And apparently that was actually Leo digging out the guts of this animal and crawling inside there. And I was like, talk about method acting.
That's pretty hardcore.
But my problem is method acting is
It's what killed Heath Ledger.
Sometimes I just think that's a bit much.
That's what killed Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Method acting fucking killed Heath Ledger.
Jared Leto's a really big method actor too.
Jared Leto can suck it.
He's gonna be Morbius the Vampire in the new Morbius project for Spider-Man.
I've got a massive problem with Jared Leto.
What don't you like about Jared?
Did you watch Suicide Squad?
I did.
Yeah.
You just didn't like it? I thought it was okay.
Did you see the Joker?
You see him for
Did you hear him speak?
Yeah.
You see him for 5 minutes in the movie. That's
Case
not enough
in
to
point.
judge.
I would be fine if that was the Joker. I was fine with it. I mean, it's an interpretation. Here's the problem, right?
It's 3 edgy 5 me, alright?
You're never going to be able to follow up Heath Ledger Joker and do a good job.
And nobody can be Mark Hamill Joker.
He was fucked from the beginning.
No one can be Mark Hamill Joker.
So I forgot just how good Mark Hamill was. Steam's having a Batman Arkham sale right now.
I know. It's taken a lot of me not to go get $15 in Steam cards.
I just picked up the first one and the second one for $4.99 a piece, and I started replaying the first one.
Fuck the what now? I gotta go buy a Steam card.
Mark Hamill.
I'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
I gotta come and go now, and they don't have shit for gift cards anymore.
Mark Hamill kills it.
Tell your boss, fuck you.
I think that's his best time as the Joker is in the Arkham games.
Oh, easily.
He kills it in those games.
Have you ever seen a video of him doing his Joker voice / laugh? Mm-hmm. It is unsettling.
You know what's awesome?
It is not
when he sits down and he does Donald Trump tweets.
As the Joker. I fucking love it. That was my only problem when he played the trickster on The Flash. After watching that episode, I was like, he just played the Joker, but fat and old.
They all know that. They all know. I mean, that's why he does it the way he does it. Because it's that's their universe version of the Joker.
Guys, the best superhero that Mark Hamill will ever play is Cockknocker.
Speaking of, if we're going to talk a little bit about the Batverse, so we talked a little bit last week about Ruby Rose getting hired to play Batwoman for the DC crossover.
Oh my god.
Well, so I didn't know what people's problem was. So Ruby Rose was in Orange is the New Black.
Okay.
She's an LGBTQ
She's
actress.
actually
whoopty butt fucking dude.
She's actually
is she a good actress?
Here's what people are pissed off about.
She came out saying she's gender fluid, and that's why people are mad.
She's going to be in the Arrowverse Batwoman, so it doesn't even fucking matter that much if she's that amazing.
It's TV Batwoman.
But here's the thing:
it's CW trash.
So people are pissed off because she's not gay enough.
Yeah.
She's not a straight 100% lesbian.
Nope, she's gender fluid. That makes her not gay enough.
So they say she's not gay enough.
Okay, I have some things to say. Fuck all of you for marginalizing people because they are not marginalized enough.
Yeah.
Literally.
Wait.
Fuck yourself with a cactus, you ignorant fuckheads.
Oh wait, there's more. Let him finish.
So the thing though is that's the argument that's like, what the fuck?
Alright.
Then there are people who are, on top of being pissed that she's not gay enough, also talking about the fact that she's not Jewish. Because I guess the original Batwoman is Jewish.
Get out of my country.
I don't really know how I feel about that issue.
Who gives a shit?
You're an actor. She could be hired to play a Jewish person.
Pretend to be Jewish.
I don't, like, as a race, I've never seen. I mean, there's, they always have the joke about that guy's Jewish.
Do they mean that Batwoman Barbara is an ethnic Jew?
Not Barbara.
Barbara is Batgirl. Batwoman is completely different.
Batwoman. Okay, sorry about that. That's my bad. I'm not versed in the Batverse very well.
Batwoman is an angry as fuck ex-Marine.
Radical.
Yeah.
Anyway, do they mean like an ethnic Jew?
I think that's what they mean.
Or do they mean like
I think they mean
a religious Jew?
I think
or do they mean both?
I would say both, but I think their biggest complaint is ethnicity-wise, she's not Jewish.
Okay.
I don't care.
She even, if you look at the side...
I can see that as an issue, though.
Okay,
if we talk about issues of race...
I get that, like, misrepresentation and whitewashing, I understand it. Don't get me wrong, dude. And I'm not okay with it most of the time. I'm not even gonna fucking mention Ghost in the Shell, because I'll throw this microphone through the goddamn window.
Don't do that.
I won't. That's why I'm not gonna talk about Ghost in the Shell.
I only have like a month or so left of rent to pay, so...
Nate, I swear to Christ, if you fucked up my security deposit,
if we could just not
be so pissed.
I've got like a month or so. By the way, I'm moving.
Anyway, but speaking of the Batverse, you guys know how everyone was super duper hyper pissed off about the Teen Titans movie?
Oh, are you talking about the show, the live action?
The Teen Titans show, because it isn't very well done. And it kind of sucks.
From the 2-minute trailer that we saw.
I was gonna say, it's like, a 2-minute trailer. It's not even done.
I was raging against every machine that I had in my home when I saw the Fantastic Beasts 2 trailer.
Yep.
Because there's a part, it looks fantastical, it looks great, and then it cuts to the part with a ministry person walking with these black Sphinx cats next to her, and I shit you not, they look like enemies from a PS2 game.
They do.
They are absolute garbage trash. They have the money to make it better. Fucking fix it.
Is that when McGonagall started letting herself go?
Oh man,
she's looking like a PS2 cat.
So
how dare you disparage McGonagall?
McGonagall.
She's too good for that universe.
McGonagall's my favorite character in that series.
So now that we're here, I want to do a little. I put a little production value into this.
Guys, watch the hockey's not work.
I want to talk a little bit about some news articles to start. So let's do that. Okay. So first news article. The Aerosmith van was found. The original 1964 Aerosmith found. Yeah, it was found by the American Pickers in Massachusetts in the woods.
Did they buy it?
I think they did. I don't even know if they had to buy it. It was just like the guy who owned the property was like, "Yeah, I heard the van's out there.
Guys, I got a van."
And so they went out there, and it's been out there for like
40 years.
Yeah, it's been out there for like 40 years.
I swear there's no children.
It's sitting out in the woods, and they found the original Aerosmith van. I don't know why I wanted to bring that up, but I thought that was entertaining.
I like Aerosmith.
Shit.
I mean, Steven Tyler's kind of a turd, and I wonder constantly if he could fit an entire Iowa State turkey leg in his mouth. But other than that...
My favorite meme is like the Steven... If you see the Steven Tyler pictures when he's like out getting froyo and shit, they're like, he looks like your tired mom who just got out of yoga. Like, he looks like a 60-year-old woman. He's got his...
like a
man bun coming out.
He's always wearing that scarf too.
And he's like in sweatpants and like he just looks.
Jay, he's on drugs. He's been on drugs for the last 40 years.
It's fantastic. But yeah, original Aerosmith.
Drugs are fantastic.
Right there, guys. It's nuts.
Alright, what's next? Okay. Anger.
If you guys remember, Jay,
I remember what Sega did to Sonic.
Ben Schwartz is going to play Sonic in the live-action Sonic movie.
Or John Ralphio from Parks and
John
Recreation.
Ralphio, who's the worst.
Don't.
That was my best impression of John Ralphio.
I love Parks and Rec.
So he's also playing Leonardo in the Ninja Turtles.
Also stop.
I think he's good. I think he's talented.
Episode 1 is out for free to watch.
He's not Julia White, who was the original Sonic. Personally,
I did not know Julia White voiced the original Sonic.
Yeah, he did.
Steve butt-fucking Urkel was Sonic.
The original Sonic.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah.
I never
Chili
thought
Dog's
of
obsessed.
I was gonna say, I never thought I wanted to hear Julia White say the word chili dog so much right now.
Jim Carrey is gonna be Dr. Eggman.
Dr. Robot. You fucking pleb.
Yeah.
It's the article that I read. Dr. Robotnik.
In the original games, his name was Dr.
So Jim Carrey is going to be him.
Mean Bean Machine.
And then they've also cast...
It's hard as shit.
They cast... what's his name? Is it Neil McDonough, who was just in Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow?
Sure.
I don't watch either of those shows.
I think that's who it was. I read the article.
Neil McDonough, James Marsden are going to be question marks. Like, who are they going to be? We don't know. And then the guy...
Do we know who's going to be Tails?
Nobody knows who's going to be who at this point, outside of this guy's going to be Sonic, and then Dr. Robotnik is going to be...
Michael Cera for Tails.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get on Twitter real quick, hit up hashtag Michael Cera for Tails for us, please.
Because remember, Michael Cera is a douchebag.
The shame.
We just shut Drizzt down on that one. So that's...
I got so angry I couldn't even speak.
I think his voice is okay though. I think he does a good... I think I'm doing okay, Sonic. I just don't care.
He already kind of looks like Sonic.
Can't be any worse than the video game Sonic. So.
Okay, quick sidebar about Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. I have a friend who loves Sonic, which is why I know so much about Sonic. I don't really like Sonic personally. But he bought Sonic Mania and finished it in less than a day.
Oh, that game's fun as shit.
Total rip. And then he got Sonic Forces for $60, and where you can play as Turd the Hedgehog or Dirt the Fast Bird.
I hope Neil McDonough is actually going to be Shadow.
That game,
fantastic Shadow,
fucking sucks.
I've heard horrible things.
It is.
I got it for Christmas for the Switch.
Awful.
That's the only reason I played it. It was a Christmas gift for my Switch.
Terrible. I don't want to be Turd the Hedgehog. I want to play as Sonic the Hedgehog, the fastest thing that exists. But apparently Turd the Hedgehog and Dirt the Fast Bird are just as fast as Sonic. They have to team up with Sonic to beat the buttfucker who's actually faster than Sonic. Anyway.
Hey, it's okay. We've moved on now.
I miss Eggman.
Birds of Prey movie. They want to cast a biracial actress to play Black Canary.
Cool.
I don't fucking care.
That's about it.
That's my only reason why I'm bringing that up as news is why is that news?
Just make sure it's not shittily righted.
Shittily righted.
Shittily righted.
Shut up.
Shittily righted.
One of three writers in the room. Everybody, look at him go.
I had to say it terrible on purpose.
Shittily righted.
Because people raged when Michael B. Jordan was cast in a role that was predominantly white, and I thought he would have done fine if the movie wasn't shittily written.
Stupid fucking movie.
I've yet to watch his performance.
It wasn't shittily writed. It was shittily directed.
Yeah.
Because the director cut out halfway, and it was really funny because so he did all this shit where he fucked up everything, and then he got fired about halfway through because he was just being such an asshat. Mm-hmm. And he had all the cast. When the movie was released and everyone was saying this movie was shit, he put out a thing that said like, well, if it was my vision of the movie, it would have turned out perfect. And it's like, listen, motherfucker, you're the director of this movie. Had you done your job and completed it and done it well enough, your vision would be out there. This is what happens because you're a piece of shit. You can't say that it wasn't your fault the movie was bad because you were in charge of it and you did such a bad job they fired you and then had to half-ass put it together. Mm. That's on you, buddy. Don't try to take blame off. Sorry. Bobcat Goldthwait. This is the guy who's the Police Academy, all that shit.
Police Academy.
What, did he die?
He did not die, no. Bobcat actually, he also voiced that guy in Hercules.
Oh, yeah.
He was Pain.
He was Pain in Hercules. And so he did a thing where he basically stated, hey, I think that Disney... His statement was, and this is slightly paraphrasing, he said, Disney, I don't want you to be hypocritical. I've also said really shitty stuff, as James Gunn has done. You should take all my voices off of all the Disney rides, Disney attractions, anything Disney you're doing as Pain, because you don't want to be a hypocrite.
Cool.
My personal take on this is that it's a little bit of apples and oranges. I think if Disney were to be hypocritical, they would have removed all of, like...
What did Bobcat say?
That's what Bobcat said.
No, like, what did he say to warrant him thinking they're being hypocritical?
So, that's what...
Like, what are the comments that Bobcat has said?
Oh, I don't know. He just said he's made similar pedophilia comments and shit like that as jokes, as our tour jokes.
Who's the asshat that he's comparing himself to again?
James Gunn, who got fired for Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Got it.
So, here's the thing, though. James Gunn got fired for directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yep.
He got fired from doing work. Bobcat is not being sought by Disney right now.
Nobody wants Bobcat Goldthwait.
So,
I didn't know that was his name.
if they had erased all of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, or all of anything that was Guardians of the Galaxy ever, any work that James Gunn has ever done for Disney, if they had erased that, then I would think it would be hypocritical that they hadn't erased work that Bobcat has done for them.
I have a very serious question.
What?
Is his legal name Bobcat Goldthwait?
I don't know.
Or is that just his stage name?
That's a great question. He has actually a really good interview on Joe Rogan, if you ever get bored enough to check it out.
I've been meaning to watch Joe Rogan's fucking podcast.
He
I
talks
just haven't
about
got around to it.
He talks about Robin Williams. He was actually really good friends with Robin Williams right before he passed away, and he talks about his mental state and stuff like that. And it's a great interview. So
Smile,
if you get a chance,
my boy.
check out Bobcat's
Sunrise.
Check out Bobcat's interview for that.
You ever want to watch hilarious Robin Williams stuff? I bought years ago the Diamond Edition of Aladdin from Disney, and one of the special features is when they had Robin record lines for the genie, he recorded like over 80 hours of stuff, and it was like an hour and 20-minute movie or whatever it was, and they just took a big chunk of that and just threw it on the special features, so you just get to listen to him ad-lib.
Yeah.
Of course, half of it they couldn't use because ad-libbing, he was very inappropriate and making jokes that Disney was like...
Very Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Robin, please. Keep it PG. Who the fuck is that?
This is nobody.
That's a nice picture.
So this is actually Disney.
Is she supposed to be Belle?
I guess you can go to Disney World now as a girl. You can go and pay. I don't know. Maybe they'll do it for guys too. You can pay to be made up as a Disney princess.
Cool.
That's. I just wanted to talk about that because I thought that was a really cool thing, and I also wanted to include.
Guys, dig it. If I go to Disney World, all I have to do is slouch a little bit, and I'll be Quasimodo.
I thought you would make a good beast if they dress you up right.
I was actually I auditioned for the Beauty and the Beast play when I was in high school.
Did you get a role?
No.
Oh.
I told him that if I went to Disney, if they could get me six-pack abs and parachute pants, I'd be Aladdin.
I feel like Tommy's got the Aladdin stature down. Like, I mean, he's not Arabian in any sense of the word, but you know, like he would be,
a little bit of airbrush will fix that.
He'd be a great super white Aladdin, like whitewash Aladdin, like we got. You know,
I just appear on screen.
Whitewash, yeah, whitewash.
I don't know, dude. If they
whitewash,
take me a second. If they gave you like a shitty ponytail, you might be able to pull off a Gaston, Jared.
But I
don't know if he's pretentious.
It'd be nice if you could, pay to be made up as a Disney prince as well. That's a question that I was wondering because Tommy brought it up. He's like, I'd love to be dressed up as a prince.
If you think I wouldn't want to be the prettiest princess, you are goddamn wrong.
Because which prince would you want to be? Me, I'm down for being Beast. I'd be Beast from.
His name is Adam. His name is Adam.
No. I wouldn't want to be dressed up as Adam, okay? Adam is pretty. Okay?
Dude, have you seen a screen cap of Adam? He's got a busted ass face.
I would be the Beast. I would.
Actually, you know what?
Adam was the dude from Legion.
You'd probably pull off an Eric.
Fuck Eric.
Yeah, he's a turd.
Eric is boring. The prince from Snow White, the prince from Cinderella, they're all boring.
You know, the prince from Snow White doesn't have a canon name other than something a random Disney animator animated for a comic.
Oh.
His name is Prince Buckethead. I am not kidding.
Do they give him a name? They give him a name in the live action movies. All those the shitty Snow Whites they've done.
He falls in love with a princess who's pretty much a bucket. So.
Snow Whites? I don't know. Fuck it. Anyways, you can go to Disney World. You can be made up as a princess. That's awesome.
I will be the prettiest princess.
But I mean, that's kind of cool. They also have pictures of her like hanging out with Beast and stuff like that. That's fun.
So how do they make you look like Beast? Is my question.
I don't think they can. I would.
I was gonna say,
if I
do you have any idea the amount of prosthesis that would take?
If I wanted that, that's what I would. That's what I want.
Quasimodo.
First look at Mulan. That's her right there.
Look at her. I like it.
It looks
that's
cool.
The live action
like
Mulan. It's a thing.
I'm a little upset that General Shan isn't gonna be in that movie.
Oh, they're not gonna do that.
I have heard they haven't even confirmed like musical numbers. It might be like an actual
telling of the story.
I think they were talking about that with Lion King as well. Like they may be cutting out musical numbers, which I'm like, don't.
Why?
Don't do that.
That's what makes it whimsical and fun.
Why would you cut out Just Can't Wait to Be King, the best song? Why would you cut out the villain song? One of the best Disney villain songs.
That was one of the main ones that we're talking about definitely cutting, and I'm like, no.
How dare?
Because it's the same guy, Jon Favreau, who directed the Iron Man.
Wait a minute. If they're doing live action Lion King, doesn't that mean they're just doing Hamlet?
I mean, I think if you think about it, it'd be like a happier Hamlet.
Basically.
Because...
minus him wanting to fuck his mom.
This is why, I talk about... when I talk about, so this is how I describe Lion King 1.5 to people. It's like if Hamlet is Lion King, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead, is Lion King 1.5. If you don't know, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead is written in the style and the vein of Waiting for Godot. However, it is about Rosencrantz and Guildenstern in the background doing all the shit that they're doing while Hamlet is happening. And every now and then, Hamlet runs in and spews random shit and then
fantastic.
runs off. Like
he just runs in.
Like he just runs in and screams Shakespeare and then runs away. like he's yelling his lines and stuff. So it's what's going on in Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Dead, which is a great play, by the way.
Hamlet runs in. What, you egg? Exit.
I was in Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are Dead. And I played one of the players, so I was a part of a traveling troupe and stuff. And it was really funny because my responsibility was every death scene in Hamlet, we reenacted. So I was always dying, and we did it in this really big sandbox. We built a giant sandbox for our set, and there was supposed to be a scene where Hamlet runs in and drags me off. But I'm really fat, and sand makes it harder to drag people, believe it or not. So he was a buff dude.
Yeah, it's resistance.
Quincy was buff, and so he would try and drag me, and he goes, and I would move an inch, and I'd go. So he eventually he'd roll me off. That's what we changed it to, is he'd roll my ass off, and it was so funny. It killed me because he comes in. I do the death scene, he tries to drag me off, so he ends up rolling me off, and this is how talented Quincy was as an actor. Is he would come in spewing and reciting Shakespeare, roll my ass off, be panting, because I'm still fat and it's still hard to roll someone in sand. It's just easier than dragging. And then he'd come in, regain his breath, and spew more Shakespeare. And I'm like, that's amazing. And he would do it convincingly so.
And then just sprint off the stage.
But the new Lion King, it just doesn't, since it's done by Jon Favreau, he did the Jungle Book, the live-action Jungle Book, and there was no musical numbers in that. There's a little bit of them singing. I was going to say,
Christopher Walken.
There was two.
Christopher Walken sings.
Oh, that weird ass! That was
fantastic.
First of all, Christopher Walken didn't sing that. Christopher Walken spoke that whole thing in sing-songy form.
He sang "Talk It."
It was the weirdest.
I loved it.
It was so good.
I love Christopher Walken. It was creepy. It was great. I loved it.
I love that movie.
What about the first Star Trek movie?
The Chris's
are out.
So yeah, the new Star Trek movie, Star Trek 4, they're writing.
What's it called?
I don't know. It's just Star Trek 4, but
so the new Star Trek 4 that they're writing, I guess his dad was supposed to come back, and it was supposed to be a big part. Chris Hemsworth played his dad. But now they're saying that both Chris's are worth too much money. They're out. There's neither Chris is going to make it.
They cost too much to play in the Star Trek movies.
Yeah, because of the fact that the last Star Trek movie and the other Star Trek movies grossed so little, and then the fact that
are you telling me people didn't like Into Darkness and Star Trek Beyond? Were those not well-received movies?
No, people hated him.
What?
Anyways,
I'm a Trekkie, by the way. I fucking love Star Trek.
Chris Pine was in Wonder Woman. Chris Hemsworth, Thor Ragnarok. They're $1 billion movies now.
Fuck Chris Pine and Wonder Woman.
Why?
That did not need him. She could have been badass all on her lonesome.
She was badass all on her lonesome.
That's part of her story, though. That character that he played.
It wasn't about
part of the Wonder Woman mythos.
How many superheroes were in World War II? Honestly, they can't all have been in World War II.
What are you talking about?
I'm so pissed.
It's DC Comics. Of course they can.
I'm so mad. Not everything has to take place in World War motherfucking 2.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Wonder Woman's fantastic.
Here's my point for the character.
All right, hit me with it. I will give you the benefit of the doubt.
She is badass. You don't have to question whether or not she can handle herself in a fight.
Wonder Woman kicks ass.
She is still, in the beginning of the movie, naive to the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So he is that introduction into the real world. He is what carries her through that. And so then she creates a bond with him because of the fact that he's the person that basically removes the shadows from the cave if you think about Plato's cave, and pulls the veil.
He leads her out of the cave to see.
Shows her what makes the shadows. Okay. So it's a bond. I mean, you have that bond with someone regardless. And then, and again, she's like, she's still holding her own through the whole movie.
She's over here kicking ass because she's basically invulnerable.
She's kicking ass, but he has the responsibility of basically reining in this wrecking ball of doom.
Yeah, this unstoppable force that he found when he crashed his plane.
Because he knows shit's more complicated than just we need to throw a fucking warrior princess at it. He knows you have to handle things. He's a spy. He's he looks at the world very differently than her, and so he opens that idea up to her. And that last scene in the movie where he says Diana, you have a job to do. You have people to save. This is me doing my job. He's this is the thing that I have to do. Only I can do this. Only you can do that, but I have to do this. Let me do it. And so she has to let him go, and then it's that ultimate sacrifice and that bond completely ripped away. Mm-hmm. You don't really see. I mean, they allude to the idea of what state she's in years later, but I think that's bullshit. I don't think she's still Steve Trevor years later. I'm Steve, it's so hot. I thought that was bullshit, but
fuck you, Steve.
This idea that Steve Trevor, I think Steve Trevor was an immensely important character to Wonder Woman because he opened up her eyes, and there's a part where she's it's supposed to stop, it's supposed to, and he's the one who looks at her and says it's far more complicated than that. People are shitty. Mm-hmm. People are terrible. And she's then why do we save them? And he goes, I don't know, but we do it,
Because we have to.
Because you got it.
And it's so heartbreaking to see her, understand humanity. The humanity isn't driven by a bad person.
Humanity
it just could be
shitty.
manipulated by a bad person. We're just terrible already.
Wonder Woman was another big example of fan outcry that we talked about earlier. When Gal Gadot was announced as Wonder Woman, I remember people raging because she wasn't American enough, even though Wonder Woman is an Amazoness demigod.
It was less of that, and it was more of a rage about the fact of her body shape.
Yeah, that too.
In comparison to Wonder Woman being more curvy and busty. And you can, I guess with the origin of Wonder Woman being the sexual character, whatever,
Are you fucking kidding me?
That was one of the... And when I first saw her, I went, well, she's not... she doesn't have the big boobs and stuff, but I'm let's just see what she does.
And she fucking killed it.
Because I'm as an adult, you just realize, it doesn't have to 100% visually... And first, few points. First of all, Gal Gadot is sexy as hell as Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. That movie... holy shit, she's still really sexy while being a wrecking ball of doom.
I do love a woman that could kick my ass.
I do love a woman that could destroy the earth.
But the cut of her dress was nice.
She could punch the earth in twain.
she's still
Maybe punch the other half of the earth.
Still really like. I mean, the costume design did a really good job. She still looks really fucking smoking hot as Wonder Woman, and she still plays smoking hot as Wonder Woman, and then she still plays a badass warrior princess.
The only complaint I ever had with it was a dumb complaint, and it's the colors of the suit weren't vibrant like they always are. They were kind of dull. And that was my only complaint.
I mean, that makes sense for stealth.
It wasn't Snyder dark, though.
No.
Like Superman.
It wasn't like...
almost no color.
I am Wonder Woman. I am Black Ninja.
We are Venom.
So, oh shit, what's his name? The original...
Turd.
The original drawer, the original... Todd McFarlane decided to sit in and retweak his design of what he felt like the new Venom should look like. So
is that what it is? Because that looks terrible.
Yeah, he took the new Venom design and then he digitally went in and tweaked it to what he thinks it should look like.
It looks like the Spider-Man 3 Venom.
I don't know if I agree with that. I can see he's like pulled the jaw in a little bit and fucked with the eyes.
It looks quite a bit like the 90s Venom, but the eyes are too big.
It looks like 90s Venom mixed with the Spider-Man 2 video game.
I'm just going to say, I don't think it translates very well.
You feel me on that?
That video game is so good.
I love that video
I think his drawing could have been better.
Absolutely.
I don't like it.
I like the new Venom. I mean, it's stylized, it's cool, but I can't look at it the same way because some asshat went in and photoshopped some goddamn irises.
The googly eyes.
I've seen that one too.
Irises no, they put like photorealistic irises and pupils on Venom's eyes.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I pissed myself.
They put eyes on a symbiote.
Someone did the first "We Are Venom" reveal, and they put googly eyes on them too.
I saw that.
Venom. It was really
googly eyes Venom killed me.
Okay. Aerosmith man. Okay, we're back. Okay. And then the other two things, which we can just kind of play in the background. Have you guys seen the new Doom?
Yeah.
Your savings are pretty sweet. Now add the cherry on top. Earn 1.9% APY on your savings. CIBC Agility Savings Account. It's money that moves with you.
Oh, fuck.
Environment. Okay. Fear not. It's all part of the plan.
Yet another game that was $10 on Steam last week, so I picked it up.
So Doom Eternal. Yeah, did you see that shit? He's got a fucking grapple gun on his shotgun.
Of course he does. He's fucking Doom guy.
So the only thing I don't like about this gameplay reveal is like and this was at QuakeCon. This was the big, this was what their big thing they had at QuakeCon. They did have a sale, but the QuakeCon sale's over. But it's a little slower paced. I think this is probably going to be one of the first levels, but it's still pretty cool. One of the things, oh my god, he's got a blade for an arm. He's got an arm blade now.
Doom guy!
I highly appreciate Doom. I do.
I appreciate the new ones because when it shows you getting in your armor, I was like, oh, it's not that shitty original Doom armor. Where
he made him eat his own armor.
Half your body's exposed.
They also show that 14,000 times though in the middle of it. But I mean, it looks really entertaining. I should warn people, this is extremely gory.
Yeah, by the way, this is really graphic.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about the new Doom games is that Doom is finally what they wanted it to be all along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right?
They didn't have the technology.
Doom is exactly how I pictured it when I was 8 and playing it for the first time.
The chain gun, I guess is maybe what I would call it, the grapple gun concept works really, really well. There's also a dash now, which they didn't have before.
Oh, thank God there's a dash.
But look at him. He's going to grapple up. So with flying enemies, it really changes the aspect of everything. Okay, and the other big reveal.
Oh, yeah.
With a 4K UHD display and NVIDIA GeForce GTX graphics, it's the hero.
Yeah, get NVIDIA. Yay.
NVIDIA's great.
is the other big reveal is the Red Dead Redemption 2. Did you play Red Dead Redemption?
I did.
It's so good.
That ending. Cowboy GTA.
This is all gameplay.
I actually preferred it over GTA.
Likewise.
You prefer GTA?
No, I prefer Red Dead. Not that I hate GTA. I think they're fine games, but I prefer Red Dead. It's just a lot more fun.
I mean, it's a story. Like, they tell an actual story with it. GTA, like, this is a very specific thing, but I mean, this is just a cool, like, that's all gameplay right there.
Yeah, if that's gonna be the graphics, like, in-game, I can't wait to buy it for
It's beautiful.
my gaming laptop.
And look at, like, he's got the mud on his butt when he gets up, like, from the mud. Like, there's gonna be actual fist fights.
Maybe it'll actually show, like, the weather on your outfits and shit, too, because a lot of games don't do that.
Yeah.
I think Uncharted 2 was one of the first games to start doing that, actually. It showed weather effects and how it affects your hair and your clothes and your...
Goddamn, Red got old.
You get shot, I'm happy.
Not old, this is a prequel.
Oh.
Yeah, Red Dead 2 is
So they
a
show
prequel to the
an
first one.
actual part with you can see Jack, Mary, and John in the background around a campfire, and Jack's like a little boy. Like, it shows them actually happy.
That's just gonna make me sad.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
It's
gonna warm my heart and make me sad at the same time.
But I mean, just look at that design work. Like, it's so good.
Imagine how much bigger the open world's gonna be. And I thought the original had a pretty big world. Like,
Now shoot, please. I'm waiting for someone interesting to turn up.
All gameplay.
Play as Arthur Morgan,
I'm
a trusted
100% into this.
A band of outlaws and outcasts on the run from the pressures of civilized life.
Just say, that looks way older.
A little money. Old Uncle Sam and be out of his hair once and for all.
Each time they're forced to flee an area, the gang sets up
I think they
a camp
tweeted
for
last
surprise.
week, like, hey, we're going to do this in a couple of days, and then they did it. I can't remember when they released it last week, but it was like right after this podcast. Hey, Trovac, hey! Amazing Mikey, yo! What's up, guys? How's everybody doing?
Holy shit, we have viewers?
Yeah!
Hey.
Amazing Mikey's actually, he is a streamer that I've watched quite a bit. We're doing our podcast, Mikey. Feel free to hit us up on Facebook at Just Another Nerdy Podcast. Follow us. Hit us up on YouTube. You know, we do put these videos on YouTube, and then we're doing this live here. And then if you feel like hitting us up on iTunes and Google Play,
here it comes.
put a little nerdy in your pocket.
Literally go fuck yourself.
But yeah, we're saying we're doing stuff.
Did you miss it last week?
We got like 4 viewers, so guys, check us out. I've been putting up articles on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Or out of trouble with the town sheriff. Or intimidated.
We're just gonna play that in the background.
Keep your mouth shut. You're dead.
Can't wait to
Oh my god.
do my Twitch.
Confrontations can be escalated or diffused.
So anyways, so what I was saying is, you can check us out. I've been putting up articles and stuff, so if you follow us on Facebook, do me a favor, get on there, let us know, like, put comments on the articles, give us your opinion and stuff, especially stuff that you want to hear us talk about, because we're going to try and do that more often. Also, do me a favor, guys. I want you to go to, like, just one friend and just share us with them. Get one friend looped in on the nerdy podcast. We want to have a nerdy discussion. We want to get nerdy up in here.
We want to put nerdy in lots of pockets.
I swear to God, Tom.
Anyways. So yeah, that's basically that's the new gameplay footage.
It looks gorgeous.
Yes, it does.
For that, I'm pretty pumped. Like, I think that was a really good. Like, last week, for some reason, they were like, "Hey, let's do a bunch of random stuff. Like, let's release a couple of good gameplay videos." Doom Eternal, I didn't expect to hear anything from that for the next 6 months, and that looked beautiful. Like, I'm pumped to play some Doom. Yeah. Red Dead. I mean, that's supposed to come out in October, isn't it? I feel like.
Maybe. I didn't know it was that soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Red Dead 2 is supposed to come out in October, and I'm okay with playing that. Like, I'm down for it.
On the topic of video games, I'm a loser and I like to play Pokemon Go. And yeah, I know I suck. I'm trash. I play it with my parents. It's how I hang out with my mom and dad. So fight me. But we did community day together the other day on Saturday, and my first toss of the day was a shiny Eevee, and my last toss of the day at 3:59 was also a shiny Eevee. But here's the kicker about the last one: it was perfect. Flat 15 IVs across the board. Shiny.
Nice.
It's gonna be a tight Pokemon.
Tight.
Make it SPN.
That's where you lost me.
What do you think I should
Umbreon or bust? Umbreon's the best. Those defensive stats, man.
But dude, Espeon's the best attacker.
Umbreon never dies.
You guys are talking about shit that I don't even know what you're talking about.
I could verse you on the ways of the Pokemons. The Pokemans.
I'd like
The
to hear.
Pokemans.
The Pokemans.
I literally had a girl that like was a year younger than me. I walked in to Casey's and she's talking to her friends about Pokemans. She goes, "Then Pokemon, everyone's playing that Pokemon Go," and I'm like, "Don't you fucking pretend that you're." I'm gonna hold this Stein out of anger. It's not a Stein. Shut up.
It's a tank.
Pokemon was one of the ways I got friends in high school.
But I'm just saying, like, don't pretend like you don't know what the word Pokemon is. You grew up in the 90s,
like,
woman.
It sounds weird when I was sitting there at lunch all by myself because I didn't know anybody. I didn't have lunch with any of my
Sitting
friends.
there on your SP.
And then it was a bunch of people in Jared's grade that he was friends with at the time, and they were all playing Pokemon. And they were like, "Do you play Pokemon?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was sitting there on my DS, and they're like, well, "Get over here. Like, we're playing Pokemon." And I was like, "Okay."
Over here, fucker, we're
And
trading.
then I was kind of osmosis into the group, and then from then on, every time I came in, they were just like, "Dude, sit over here, pull out your DS." All right.
Yeah. You know, in the 90s, it was impossible. Like, if you're from the 90s, you know how to pronounce the word Pokemon. Don't pretend that you
Unless
don't,
you're an
because
elderly grandma or a mother.
No matter where, even them, Tommy.
Nope,
because no
not
matter
my
where
mom.
you were, you've heard the word Pokemon before.
Have I told you guys about my dad? Because he loves to mispronounce their names.
Does he really?
On purpose.
He calls
hilarious.
he calls an Apom a slap monkey. He calls slackings spankies. He calls Rattatas rat bastards. He calls Teddy Ursa Teddy Ruska.
My mom's the kind of person that she pronounces it Pokemon, and everything's a Pikachu. Like, "Oh, that pink Pikachu is so cute. Like, look at it." It's like, "Mom,
That's
not
Pikachu. That's a Pokemon. Mom.
My mom.
You grew up in you lived in the 90s. You know what it is.
My mom's
It's
al-
on the news.
My
It's on
mom's
live
also the
news.
person that any PlayStation console is automatically called a PS whatever. That's what she calls it. It's a PS whatever. Any other console is a Nintendo. Like, any other console.
My
Nintendo.
sister says she's playing the new WoW expansion, and that's why she's still up right now.
Right, it's
I'm
like
salty about it.
early.
I got back into WoW.
days.
I had plenty of money on my card after paying bills. I had like $250 left, and
And-
Blizzard would not accept my card. So I was not able to buy the new WoW expansion. And of course, I've bought other things since then and paid more bills, so I'm broke. But
He described it as he was hate buying things last week.
I got so mad that Blizzard wouldn't let me buy WoW. I got on Steam and I was like, Doom for $10, purchased.
hate buy.
Wolfenstein for $10, purchased.
Hate buy.
Both of the Arkham games.
Well, that was this week, but then my friend Sean's like, "I've never played Doom before," and I was like, "You are now." Hate buy from a friend.
Yeah, he hate bought a game
Yeah.
for his friend.
So instead of spending $60 on Blizzard,
This game was bought
fuck you
from
guys.
hatred.
I went on Steam and I hate bought, spent $60, and I bought a bunch of games that were on sale because
Right, Blizzard.
fuck you.
That could have been your hate money. It could have been love money. But now Bethesda has to live with hate money because of you.
And Bethesda's like, "Oh, take your hate money."
Good job. Now Gaben has more money, you fuckers.
And then, like, I was in a bad mood yesterday for no apparent reason, and then I happened to get on Steam and I was like, Arkham franchise 50 to 75% off.
Yep.
Bought the first two.
This is so. I never got to tell you my story about why I was why I work ranted yesterday.
Yeah, why did you work rant?
So to start this off,
You're established at your job. You're allowed to rant on it on the internet.
My coworker had mopped. So we have a cart when we go to get the salad bar. We all salad bars in containers. You put lids on them, and then you put them on the cart, and you wheel them back out. If the floor has been mopped, then the cart leaves streaks, and then you got to remop. So I was trying to be considerate. So I hand carried all the stuff back to the cooler. Yeah. So the first thing that I grab, I get into the back of the cooler, and I slip on the mop floor, and the thing of potato salad goes flying, hits the floor, and goes all over the freshly mopped floor. And so I'm scooping it up out of fury, and my coworker comes out from the kitchen, and he looks at me and goes, "It's all right, Jerry." They call me Jerry. He says, "All right, Jerry. It could be worse." Now, one of the things you got to know about me when I'm angry is I don't like when people try to minimize
let's placate him.
The thing that have pissed me off. So I look at him and I go, "Yeah, but it's still pretty fucking awful." And I'm scooping it up, and I take the pan and I chuck it, and then I go to mop over it, and there's still a few chunks of potatoes, and I'm mopping over it, and my coworker who mopped the floor, to which at the time I was annoyed because it was like it's very well possible he didn't see me like going to do the salad bar, but it's like one of those things, like it's established, like if you're about to do salad bar, don't mop the floor. If there's other things to do, just do that. And so I'm mopping over it, and he looks at me and he goes, "Do you want a broom? It'd be easier to probably clean that up instead of just mop over." I go, "Well, thanks for being fucking obvious." And I take that mop and I throw it against the wall, and I grab the broom and I sweep up the potato chunks, and I remop over it, because honestly it was a lot easier because you get all the goop and stuff, so you're not sweeping the goop. You mop over it, and then you dip the mop, and then you sweep up the potato chunks, and you mop. And I'm just fucking, and I sweep it up, and then I throw the thing back, and then I grab the mop and mop back over it. And my coworker, that guy just walked away. He was like, "Okay." Clearly he's pissed.
He's pissed.
And so my other coworker, the one who was like trying to, he was like, "Don't worry, it could be better." He walks up and he goes, "I'm not gonna lie, buddy, that's pretty intense." I was like, "Yep." I scoop out the potato salad and throw it away and wash out the pan. I go out. My boss looks at me and goes, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?" And I go, and he goes, "It's cool, man. I get it. I heard you. It's all right."
I heard you. It's all right.
I raged at work as well.
Yeah.
Did I ever finish that story?
I think you did.
Okay, I was. I'll spare the details for anonymity purposes. Basically, coworker didn't help me do a thing, and it took me a very, very long time to do the thing, and then I went outside and screamed over the phone to my cousin for about 20 minutes while I chain smoked cigarettes, trying not to punch some people.
So that was kind of the thing. Is yesterday I was at the end of my day. Like Tuesdays are I work from 11 till about 8:30.
Oh wow!
So it's like a 9.5 hour shift, and I'm pretty tired by the end of a Tuesday. So I mean,
you were already tired of the shit.
Yeah, I was already not really tired of the shit. Like the day was fine, but it was just long, you know.
Why are you always out of focus?
I don't know.
You are always out of focus. How?
Why don't you two switch real quick?
Let's test this theory. Is Tommy just always out of focus?
I think if Tommy's always out of focus,
my demonic power.
It's like the camera just doesn't quite understand Tommy.
Doesn't get
this chair's too big for my tiny body.
No, I think it's that corner. You're still you're a little out of focus, but you have more detail than Tommy.
The fuck, Tommy.
But I think because when you sit in the middle of the camera.
Yeah.
And so the camera focuses on that one face. It's something I can't shut off. I can't turn off.
I feel weird that there's a chill in here since I shaved.
Yeah. We all know why the camera focuses on me.
I cut my beard off.
Speaking of which, I probably gotta get to the going.
Yeah, guys, I think we're gonna end here. If you want to see us next time, we're going to start around 11ish. You can watch us live on Twitch at JBeam. twitch.tv/jdeem.
Join the Deem team.
Yeah.
Team Deem on the Deem
also,
stream.
do us a favor and check out Nerdy to the Max, all one word, on Twitch. That is Tommy.
Coming soon.
Yeah, I haven't seen you stream. Have you streamed?
I haven't streamed yet, but
You gotta stream.
I'm not gonna, because I'm not in it to make money. I'm in it for fun. It's like, the work you helped me with looks good. I'm probably not gonna put a ton of more.
I wouldn't. But do a bio.
Well, no, I'm gonna do the bio, and then I added some of the buttons on my stream on my Twitch to like tell people when I'm gonna stream and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna establish a schedule. But literally, like, I only started it because I'm playing these games anyway. Why don't people just watch me play?
Put a donation button up there just in case.
I have many presences on the internet. None of you want to see them.
I really tried to get. I wanted his meme collection, and he's like, "I will show them to you personally."
I respect my privacy.
I will not. I will not put that on the intranets. And I said, "Okay."
But Jay told me he wanted to do this podcast, so I agreed to come on and be a dick on camera. That was as far as this went.
Maximum Nerd on Facebook.
Yeah, Nerd to the Max, Maximum Nerd on Facebook.
Because I couldn't use Maximum.
Check us out anywhere else,
Twitter.
please. If you just found us browsing around. This is pretty much what it's like all the time. I've got some pretty decent zingers making fun of that guy. Check them out; they're fun.
I'm the nice one.
Hit us up on Facebook and YouTube at Just Another Nerdy Podcast, and then hit us up on Twitter at JA Nerdy Podcast. You can follow my Twitch at JD.
Follow the Deem stream.
JAYDIEM.
Join Team Deem.
Team Deem.
Yeah, join the Team Deem. And we'll see you guys next week. You guys have a great time. I almost added him, but thought it might be weird.
It's not weird.
No.
Do it.
Put a little nerdy in your pocket.
Do it.
And your friend's pocket.
Fuck you, Tommy.
Put a little Tommy in your pocket.
That too.
Little Tommy in your pocket.
I'm not that small.
Is that a little Tommy in your pocket who just happy to see me?
All right.
And then my head pokes out of your pocket.
We'll see you guys later.
Come in here.
Bye.
Later, guys.